Welcome to this custom deep dive. Imagine you're directing a live reality TV show.
Oh man, stressful.
Right. You aren't just watching a screen, you're playing air traffic controller for 20 high-definition cameras hitting you at the exact same millisecond.
Yeah, that is a lot to manage.
And, 10 years ago, pulling that off required a massive $1 million control room. But today, we're exploring how you can do it seamlessly on a single Mac using the Kiloview Multiview Pro software.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because taking a major broadcast studio and cramming it into a consumer computer sounds like a recipe for a melted motherboard.
It really does, yeah. I mean, it sounds physically impossible if you're thinking about traditional broadcasting. In the old days, every camera required a thick, expensive SDI cable running all the way back to a centralized hardware switcher.
Oh yeah, cable management nightmare. Exactly. What changes the game here is NDI, which stands for Network Device Interface. It basically allows you to route high-quality video over a standard local internet network. And the Kiloview software acts as the ultimate hub for this decoding full NDI, NDI HX2, and NDI HX3 video streams at resolutions up to 4K 60.
Up to 4K 60.
Wow.
And the documentation says it can theoretically support an unlimited number of NDI sources on the network and display up to 20 of those streams per screen.
Yep, 20 per screen.
Wait, hang on. That is where I'm tripping up. If you have unlimited streams but can only physically monitor 20 per screen at 4K 60, how do you keep from getting completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of data? I mean, a single 4K stream is huge. If 20 of those bombard your Mac simultaneously, how does the system not just completely choke?
What's fascinating here is the underlying logic of those HX2 and HX3 protocols. They aren't just dumb pipes forcing raw, uncompressed pixels through your network.
Oh, so they're doing something a bit smarter with the data.
Exactly. They use incredibly smart compression. Instead of sending every single pixel of every frame 60 times a second, they primarily send the data that changes.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this.
Like if the background behind a subject isn't moving, the protocol doesn't waste bandwidth constantly redrawing that static wall. It only updates the movement.
Oh, wow. So it's optimizing the traffic dynamically?
Right.
It's just pulling what it needs to populate that 20-screen grid without demanding the full crushing weight of 20 separate 4K feeds all at once.
Well, until you actually push a specific camera live, right?
That's the exact mechanism making it possible. Your Mac can just breathe easily while pulling from that massive pool of network cameras.
Okay, so the network handles the traffic and the Mac survives, but simply receiving the feeds isn't enough. Getting 20 camera feeds onto a single monitor doesn't help if half those shots have terrible lighting or blown-out audio.
Right, a producer still has to quality control all of that in real time. Yeah, so they need to know the technical health of every shot. It feels less like a security camera grid and more like a medical dashboard showing the vital signs of every camera before you make a move.
I like that medical dashboard analogy, actually,
Right.
because diagnosing a bad feed before it goes to broadcast is the whole point of Kiloview's professional monitoring tools. You aren't just looking at the image, you're overlaying diagnostic data.
What kind of diagnostic tools are we talking about here?
Well, you have VU metering popping up over the feeds to visually track audio levels. That guarantees nothing is clipping or peaking.
Oh, nice. Plus the visual safe areas and center crosshairs, right?
Yep.
So you can instantly see if a camera operator drifted out of frame or if the shot isn't perfectly centered for broadcast. And you get complete control over customizable names, name visibility, and screen borders, too.
They never have to guess if you're looking at camera 4 or stage left. It's all right there.
Which brings us to the wildest part of this whole ecosystem. At just a $249 price point, I mean, does having this level of professional data actually change how smaller teams operate? Oh, and note for you guys, there's even a 10% off discount code floating around right now at checkout. But yeah, $249.
It really does change the game.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, those specific tools, the VU meters, the safe areas, those are the strict quality control mechanisms that major TV studios, reality TV programming, and multi-camera PTZ conferences rely on.
Right.
Without them, you're basically flying blind. It completely democratizes the multi-camera production process. You no longer need the budget of a major network to produce something that looks and sounds like it came from one.
So what does this all mean? We started by talking about the massive, chaotic task of being the air traffic controller for a reality TV show.
Yeah, we did.
If an affordable piece of Mac software empowers a single user to flawlessly monitor 20 simultaneous 4K streams with professional TV studio tools, what happens to the visual media landscape when every day independent creators have the exact same control room capabilities as massive television networks?